It's Vice President Kamala Harris to the rescue. The vice president arriving in Poland to smooth things over as controversy erupts over a plan to send fighter jets to Ukraine. Harris was originally headed to Europe to rally NATO allies, but mixed messaging from the White House is now taking center stage. After Secretary of State Blinken gave Poland the green light to send fighter jets to Ukraine, the administration was quick to strike down the plan. Now it's up to Vice President Kamala Harris to fix the mess. Okay, so it's Kamala Harris to the rescue. Is she capable of comprehending the delicate foreign policy moment with the world consequences that she's entering into, Jesse?
This is such a funny question. All right. It's insulting to send Kamala Harris at a time like this. She knows nothing about anything, and we all know that. The Europeans know that. But who else are you going to send? So she's going to get there, and they're going to ask her about the MiGs. They're going to ask her about no-fly zones. They're going to ask her about sanctions and things that she just doesn't grasp. And she's going to have to think and talk on the fly, and it's not going to go well, and it's going to bring great shame and embarrassment to the United States of America. I want to talk about something you guys were just talking about in terms of
I totally disagree with that, but go ahead.
Okay, Geraldo.
Okay.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Right.
If the other option is just make this a proxy war, how long could that last? That could last years.
You destroy Ukraine.
Right. You destroy Ukraine. You
Like
load
Syria.
these people up with weapons. You turn it into Vietnam.
Like
I mean, how long
like
were we
Lebanon
in
on
Vietnam,
steroids.
right?
Yep.
And so that's the third option, and that's the option that the U.S. and the Western allies are pursuing, a proxy war. So that's not ending anytime soon.
All right, but Geraldo, I want you to listen to Admiral Kirby talking about this mix-up with the MiGs and the misunderstanding.
We do not support the transfer of additional fighter aircraft to the Ukrainian Air Force at this time, and therefore have no desire to see them in our custody either. We believe the best way to support Ukrainian defense is by providing them the weapons and the systems that they need most to defeat Russian aggression, in particular, anti-armor and air defense.
Your response?
Well, I want America to stop telling the truth in these press conferences. I don't think it gains anything to give full disclosure to the world about every step we're taking vis-a-vis the MiGs or any other sensitive topic. I think that Admiral Kirby's a great guy. I've known him for a long time. I was in Haiti with him in the earthquake of 2010. But for him to go down the list and about the aircraft and so forth, I want those MiGs delivered by any means necessary, and I don't care if they have to FedEx them. In terms of Vice President Harris, though, this is the biggest day of her vice presidency. This is the most Herculean task she's ever been assigned. It's time now for her to shake off the mantle of ineffectiveness and really put her tushy on the line. I want her to disappear tonight. I don't want her to go with the Poles and the Hungarians and the. I want her to disappear, and I want her to go into Ukraine, into Western Ukraine. So far, it's safe. So far, you don't have any, assassination squads or so forth. You see the pictures of Lviv. Maybe she doesn't have to go that far. I think it'd be so symbolically powerful for the Vice President of the United States to go into the beleaguered country, visit with those refugees and see the mamas and see the babies and, what do you need? What can we, America, do? Poor thing. I'm so sorry. We'll get these bastards. I want her to step up to this historic moment and not be the border czar and the other ridiculous jobs.
Okay. All right. Can she be, Dana, can she be successful at doing anything like that? Or how about reassuring our allies?
Look, I mean, it would be great. It would be great if so. So let's see. She just arrived. She hasn't spoken yet. But I think another thing is she gets set up for a disaster once again, because on the border thing, that ended up because she was asked when you're going to the border. She laughed about it. They said, oh, okay, we're going to put you in charge of the border. She said, okay, but I'm just going to talk about the root causes with just these three countries, and actually was never seen or heard from again on the border. So now you have a situation where earlier this week, I know it's only Wednesday, but on Monday, we asked Admiral Kirby on America's Newsroom, there are reports that there's a holdup at the White House in getting these MiGs out. He says, no holdup. No, everything's fine. That afternoon is when Poland said, hey, guess what? Surprise, we're going to send you the planes, and then you're going to send them. And the Americans were like, whoa, wait, no, that's not what's going to happen. I'm pretty sure that Kamala Harris was supposed to go today so that she could say, oh, isn't it great? We got this all worked out. Poland sending the planes. And instead, because they were dragging their feet at the White House, this is just speculation on my part, but it's pretty good speculation, I would say. They're dragging their feet at the White House. Now she's going there, and she's got a public dispute. This is what I would ask. What kind of diplomacy do we have? What kind of teamwork is it where you have a dispute like this that spills out into the public? To Geraldo's point, that this is not a discussion we should be having with the world about like how this all went down. But I think it was because the polls tried to force the White House's hand on it, and now she has to go over there and try to clean it up. I don't know if it can be.
Yep. Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, I wonder how her laugh translates in Polish.
That's mean.
It is mean, and I'm going to get meaner. She is supposed to be delivering a 3-part message. Did you hear that? A 3-part message? It's like a book report, I imagine. Part 1 is the intro, Part 2 is root causes, and Part 3 is the index, right? This is the first time I've seen virtue signaling as foreign policy, right? They are just sending her there to send her there, and it replaces actual real progress or action. That's the problem with virtue signaling in general. People go on Twitter, they type something, and they instead of actually doing something. So this is exactly like that. I go back to the crazy idea of the mediation. Why not do an audacious diplomatic act where you send people of actual grand substance? 2 American presidents, Obama and Bush, or Obama and Trump. What a road picture that would be. Yeah. And they go and they meet with these 2 guys. And what that does is it solves some issues. You might get a ceasefire out of it. You give the proper deference even to the madman or the evil man, and you might actually get somewhere. This is just, as I think it was used, it's a kind of a slap in the face. You're sending the least qualified vice president ever to do something in the first ground war that we've seen in Europe in decades, and this is how we respond. This is pure virtue signaling, meaning it's entirely worthless.
I just think we should get Obama and Trump on the same plane together just to do that.
Yes. This is the wackiest idea I've ever come up with.
But you know what? Trump would fly his own plane.
Oh, you can tell.
Barack wants a lift.
Maybe Trump would fly a MiG-29.
He says he hasn't.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.